Vive l'Empereur! Vive le France! Welcome back, guys. We're here with another glorious NTW 3 battle for you here today, and we have a absolutely massive 3v3 here. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. There's some huge armies here, and some huge pointers as well. We've got two 10-point Frances here, France, Austria, and I think this is also another France, Austria here as well. Kind of hard to tell where one starts and one begins, but I think you've got Napoleon Bonaparte here, himself leading the line. There is the man in green with his bicorn hat on his ankle there, and he's also got Frederick Walter as his other sort of as the other general there. And then we have over on the right hand side here we have 11 points. Sorry, we have 1811, 8-point France Spanish campaign, which would be very, very good. A pretty solid faction as well. Bring a lot of good dragoons, sort of a lot of cavalry for a relatively cheap price, which is always good. And you're certainly going to need cavalry in today's game because, yeah, the French are up against the British and the Ottomans, and the Ottomans can bring a heck of a lot of cheap cav, a bit like this one here. They can just harangue, get in behind, go for generals, just be a real menace to society. And they've got more over here as well, actually, shaping up against the French. Has already been one Ottoman cavalry that got routed. You can see actually the remains of it just going off the edge of the map there. That was really early on into the replay, and I was like, I might restart this video, restart this replay if anything else really sort of starts to happen. Nothing else really happened, so it's just a little cavalry skirmish that got missed. And I would have made a cut pretty much immediately, but yeah, I think the French lost like 2 riders and routed an entire cav unit. And there we go, the French are going in. They've actually got Laguerre set up here. Cavalry blasted in the face. We've got the Carabineers, which is a light infantry grenadier unit pretty much, going in, and they are storming this building. Pretty solid unit descended. I imagine this is a guerrilla deployed unit that the Ottomans have got into this building here early on. And as you can see, the French are now charging in the Chasseur Cheval, going on in. They're going to go straight for these guns here. French cav might be joining them in a minute, we'll see. Yeah, in go the 12E Chasseurs. French, this huge cav unit, 120-man unit, rout. They get the guns though, which is what their objective was, and the French have got in and got out on that one as well, and got the cav there, so that is, I guess, a small win. The building has been captured as well by the Carabineers. The Ottomans have been removed. And what is this British cav unit here? Oh, it's Portuguese cavalry, okay, and then Ottoman cavalry as well. And the Portuguese are continuing on accidentally. I don't know if they meant to. Provisional infantry here. Laguerre unit might just blast them. And here go the French. They see the chance to maybe get all this cavalry now overextended and slightly exhausted. And here goes the Chasseur Cheval going in. And they might get that Ottoman cav as well, if they're lucky. Both sides here kind of being baited backwards and forwards with their own cavalry. And here comes even more British cavalry, and now they're going to countercharge. This is the British light dragoon going in. And now they're going to countercharge the French. The French are now on the retreat once again. It's backwards and forwards here. As Ottoman cavalry also dashes down. France goes in once again. Got Bavarian cavalry going in there to engage these lancers. France is now 2v1ing the British light dragoons here. In go the Portuguese once again. Both sides might be out of cavalry before the battle's really fully got underway. And there you go, yeah, the Bavarians win their fight, go into the next British cavalry. But the British have won that other fight there. Some more Portuguese light cav here, the light dragoon. That should deal with most of the French cav there. It's just still going in. My gosh, that's a lot of French cav that's been lost early on there. I mean, there's still plenty I can see over on this flank here, certainly for the Spanish campaign. A lot of French cav being lost there. That is not so great, especially if they needed that to, try and smash through enemy lines. There is still some heavies in the back though. 150-man cuirassiers, the heavy boys, the last knights in Europe. They are ready. They're getting ready to go forward. What we got here? Yeah, more dragoons. But yeah, it looks like it's a lot of infantry now that the French have to send forward. We've got the line of Baden. We've got Hessian Guard. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of these units that are technically grenadiers as well. Like these line infantry from Baden. Says they're a line infantry. they are not a light infantry. They're a British grenadier unit, especially since it's an 80-man unit as well. It's like grenadier size. These Hessian troops, they're definitely not. I mean, it actually says they're G4s. They're more like a grenadier. I would say that these are Barden infantry. They have good stats for light infantry. Kansas line, like good melee stats. Be a lot of infantry moving forward, a lot of provisional infantry, which is just a mass, just to pin stuff down. We've got guard over here as well. There's a lot of carabineers here. We've got Trilliers, Grenadiers, Fusilier Grenadiers. The Barden infantry, once again, more Grenadiers. I haven't seen any sort of like anything like old guardish really going on. Young and middle, that's for sure, but no old guard. I was just thinking maybe they were going to bring it. If Napoleon was here, was the guard going to get brought? But look at this. Here come the Ottomans in their hordes of rabble, the sick man of Europe, siding with arguably the world's first and only hyperpower, Britain. We do have 9-point Britain and 10-point, like 10-point Britain, Spain, and then 9-point UK, Portugal as well. And I believe the Ottomans is a 9-point as well. So yeah, with the points are 28 in today's game. But yes, if you're a fan of all things NTW3 and Napoleonic and love a bit of black powder action, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment show support. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to send in any of your own replays, like Mr. Piper did here, send this one in. Do send them in to my Discord. The link is down below in the description, as always. And yeah, Piper said this is an incredible like battle, really close one. It's a must cover. And to be fair, looking at the stats, some armies do incredibly well. You could say a little cav fight going on in the background there. Or actually, is it even, I don't think it was a cav fight necessarily. I think this might have just been a routing chasseur cheval that's just then picked up that there's Ottoman cavalry in behind. So this is something we'll have to keep an eye on ourselves, as will the French. France actually is turning around a chasseur cheval to deal with that. It's another large unit there. And then in go the French for a melee assault. And it is provisional infantry going in. Singular provisional infantry. Hoping to break the Ottoman lines. Here come the rest of the French. And Britain and France now engaged. Two old rivals engaging once more on the battlefield. Okay, Britain will, they'll take a gunfight, absolutely. France is going to have to close that gap. They want to really start to affect that battle. Ottomans are also not too bad at melee. And here comes the heavies. Here they go. Gap has been opened up nicely. Straight through the middle. And into the Ottoman infantry. Probably can't form square. Quite a few Ottoman units can. Certainly not those ones. Front lines. They're being backed by infantry. Orange lining there going on. France has finally broken through that first Ottoman unit. We've now got Fusilier Grenadiers going in. And some of the guards are being sent in against Britain. And a general's being killed. Because we're being busy occupying ourselves with what's going on the front lines there. Frederick Walther has been killed. So that's one of the 10 points now without a general. Yeah, and it looks like it might be this one over here. I mean, there's a lot of fibbing going on here. This Ottoman unit here came in. The poor cuirassiers. They don't mind though. They're still breaking Ottoman units. Britain is now trying to shift troops to support the Ottomans here. But they need to worry about themselves. They're redlining and orange lining as they get charged here by provisional infantry. Fusilier Grenadiers still in there as well. Looks like the heavies have been pulled back, so it's a wise thing to do. The next line of defense was a Janissary unit that can form square. So really the French just set up, stop blasting that square. Stop blasting any of these squares, to be honest. The Ottomans in a real bad state, really, to be honest. So they're going to carry on. Carabineers, Laguerre going in. I mean, using them as grenadiers not bad idea, but they do have some incredible shooting stats, these guys. Britain, as you can see here, his first line's been shattered as well, and the coalition are in retreat. But it's cost them. It has cost the French here, that's for sure. It's cost them a general. Of all things. Napoleon needs to watch his back now. I don't know where he is. He's right on the front line, as he should be. Where is the other French general? He's Victor Perrin. He's definitely in a bit of a dangerous position. The other army over here, this French army over here needs to just play patient. It's an 8 going up against a 10. It's not going to be able to make this push. and it's also a 10 that's bringing a lot of Spanish militia and sort of like just chaff to sort of slow down the enemy. The real push is coming over here with the 210 points of France. They'll keep battering their way through the Ottomans. There you go, in go more grenadiers to the line. They go in for the second line. They almost ignored that unit there, just went around it. Oh, they get bimmed though like hell. Oh, that's grim. Yeah, that grenadier unit there should not have routed there at all. They should have won that fight probably, but yeah, they got bimmed so badly. And if you don't know what FIM means, it means firing while from melee. Those of you that don't know that, really as grenadiers engaging here. They're getting shot on the flank by the Ottomans. That's very, very nice. That's how you should really deal with, like, if you're trying to deal with an enemy that's a melee, shoot, get another unit to shoot it in the side. British cav going in here, helping to stop some of the Spartan infantry. They could form square as well. All these units could form square, and none of them did. Now the French need to set up their own units to start blasting into the flanks here. We've got the 56th line. They should be doing that right about now. The point to now try and get through is here for the French. If they can get through there, that'll be huge. Artillery coming up, that's also another great way to counter the Brits. France is definitely running out of momentum here. And also, I wonder, obviously, if that, with that general being lost, how much that is now starting to affect some of these units. Like I said, kind of hard to tell which 10 point is which. General's in mortal danger. He's getting shot at a little bit by his Napoleon, but not too bad. Whether this 8 point over here, he's got quite a bit of infantry it seems. Whether he can shift stuff down the line, support. Looks like it's sort of happening now. Looks like the 10 point here. Again, bring up his provisions. Getting ready again. Once again, it looks like to go for another push. The heavies are going in. I was like, where are the heavies? The heavies have gone in again. They went for a gun and they got it, impressively. And then, as you can see now, the French going in again. The 56 lines charging to the side there. French heavies now having to deal with some Spanish cavalry. Should be easy enough for these jassiers. They're still healthy. I was going to say they're still healthy, but they couldn't deal with it. 75 of them. They got shot on the side, charged. And there you go, that's the heavy cav gone, and now the Spanish cavalry here can get this gun. It's 8 pounder here that's just unlimbered. That would be a great target to go for, but instead, oh no, there they go, they get it. It's a horse archery as well. They'll get that gun, but they won't get that square. Guard of Hesse holds strong, but they're getting blasted in the face by Janissaries. The French try to push again here against Britain. But Britain holds strong. Britain holds strong. This sends the French packing. Give them a good old bayonet in the face. Yeah, very nice, very nice. They get good side shots as well here and there. Again, could push here. There's just one infantry, tiny little infantry unit here on this line. And they've got lots of Spaniards. Whether this would have been a great place to try and send in the heavy cabs, send it in against the Spanish. Just watch them master out. There you go. France is kind of, being broken here. They are buckling. They're falling back. Ottomans have held. I say held strong, but they've held. Don't know if it's necessarily thanks to them. Britain obviously sending over troops and taking a lot more of this line that the Ottomans once held. Yeah, look at that. Sort of the French centre here is kind of starting to buckle. Hopefully some of these units will return for the French sake. For Napoleon's sake, if you're rooting for him and his army. This 12 pounder here is, I think, trying to set up. I hope it's trying to set up. We'll start blasting down the centre here. Units are returning. We still got, oh no, this is just cavalry. Way in the back here to be a real faff. Well, not being a faff. Dealing with the faffs of the Ottoman cavalry. Some infantry here. And these aren't returning either. These are just being out on the flank. These are healthy units. Well, this, yeah, very healthy units. Light infantry returning good. Yeah, so many of these units are redlining. I have a feeling it's got massive problems to do with Frederick Walther being killed off. Cavalry out here. Attacked by squareable units here. Yeah, the Swiss and the Laguerre moving out here. Really nice little counter. I was going to say, I can't see it now, but that looked like a pretty good Ottoman cav unit. Ottomans are kind of everywhere, to be honest. I guess with Britain, you know, not really being able to bring a lot of cav. I mean, this 10-point can bring a lot more. The 9-point maybe not so much. So it looks like it's going to get another artillery kill here. Portuguese cavalry, yep, getting in there, getting those guns. Grenadiers trying to counter-charge. And to be honest, the Brits probably killed more of their own troops than the French did there. France is reorganized, but they're looking thin. They're looking thin. You wonder whether it's now going to be the turn of the coalition to throw their weight onto the French. 8 points still very much, like I said, intact. They've not really properly engaged. They've done a bit of line fighting with the British. Like I said, I wonder if the cuirasses have gone in over here. And the Ottomans are not a bad target either. They probably have a few more squareables. If you've gone in against the Spanish line here, he could have just shattered this. And there's not many British units in it, I don't think. You're routed. Oh, the chasseurs in the back line. They routed. The British have now got cav in behind. Britain's got his cavalry in behind. So this is why the Ottomans are defending his flank. He decided to send his cav in behind. I mean, this is just again, yeah, Portuguese cavalry by the looks of it. Not great cav, but it's cav in behind. And to be fair, the French are running low on cav. You've still got some dragoons and some chasseurs over here.
Your men have been routed, sir.
What else is routed? My God, a lot of routing. They just sent in a French cav there. I think that was to try and get. That might be to try and get guns, I think. Which it looks like they succeeded in getting. I mean, it really looks like at the moment the plan for this 8-point here is just to try and batter his way through. He's got an old guard horse artillery here, which looks glorious. Has a beautiful uniform there. That's preparing just to sort of batter its way through these Spanish lines. They are breaking these Spanish units over here. Like, they are outgunning them, but it's just taking a lot of losses themselves. This huge artillery battery over here is definitely helping. 8-pounders here, another 8-pounder here. Yeah, they're doing serious damage. That's gonna have to be a key. So this area here is sort of like the key area to try and sort of protect if you're a Frenchman, and certainly the key area to certainly take if you're a Spaniard or an Ottoman or a Brit. But it's well defended. Got all their dragoons around here. They've got 104-man dragoons. In fact, this dragoon here could actually do some serious damage. Huge dragoon unit. Has the capability to certainly go in and probably rout a lot of the Spanish army here. But it's where they need to push next. It's where they just a push where the redcoats aren't, basically, in that Spanish army. And they've got redcoats on the flanks. Got the Lusitanian Legion, I think that is. It's a Portuguese line, which is a solid unit. And they've got more redcoats over here. And I think these are also some Portuguese infantry as well. Probably some reasonable ones to be kept in reserve. But yeah, the center of this 10-point army is just made up of squishy Spanish. If they can get a cav charge off somewhere, backed up by infantry, and I think we're about to see it here. Here goes the French. The French certainly get closing that gap. I wonder whether the large dragoon unit here is going to go straight through this gap. The gun has, yeah, the gun is limbered up. The skirmishers just have to get out of the way, and then that cav has a green light to go. I think that is what's about to happen. You can see that the 10 points are moving forward as well, the push. They're also supporting in this. I think, yeah, we're about to see a very, very bold French offensive. It's probably the last remains of their reserves. Yep, here's the gap that's being made. The 115th E, they're going to go for a push here, and then the French cap's going to go in behind. It's going to go for the Spanish here. At least that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I don't know if it is going to happen. It should happen. Here we go. And it should go for the Spanish. And then the skirmishers can hit the flanks here. There we go. Yeah, that's the move. And this, if successful, should be able to rout most of the center here. France needs to get his infantry into the face here. He needs support. The cavalry can't go alone. There you go. They've routed the redcoats here. Of all things to rout, they actually routed them. Wow. Now they need to turn, start shooting this, support their dragoons, which are starting to drop. Infantry is slow coming forward here, all I'm saying. They should be infantry really pushing right now. Ottoman cav is in behind, which I think is obviously occupying a bit of their micro. Here come the chasseurs. They're going to go in. They could also go in and get some side charges here, help beat this British cavalry. I think this is a light dragoon, British light dragoon as well. It's a good unit. Arguably matches the French dragoon in quality. There goes the infantry, and look, as soon as the infantry goes in, they start to capitulate to some of these British units here. Cav's gone. It's the French cav. It could continue, but it's already at half strength and exhausted. There you go. I mean, it's a decent volley the last second there, but it's not going to matter. And the Spanish are starting to break. Here goes the other dragoon, so also a pretty large one, 75-man unit. They can force the Brits to form square here. They're going to just go for the Spanish units, eventually. Getting shot in the face. I mean, the UK-Portugal units over here, they are thin on the ground. And there you go. I mean, they need to farm these units down now. Make sure they stay gone. I don't endorse farming, but these Spanish units are big. They will return. And you make sure they stay gone. I think that's what the chasseurs are here for. And in goes that Lorraine Lambasque, and he's going to get the guns. The general is very close here as well, that's the 10 point. I get him next. Cavalry's winded, it's redlining. Hold on, boys. You can get that general if you want to. And then that's our oh, it broke. It broke. That's unlucky there for the French. I mean, again, the chasseurs could get it. Ottomans trying something now. They're trying to, they're sitting in a pretty good, looks like a Scipii cab. That went in. The provisional infantry actually held. Well, I say they held. They did, and then they got shot by British infantry. I think the plan for this 10 point over here is to defend his LOC. Force the Ottomans in and around the LOC. We've got provisional infantry here. Does he still have his grenadiers? Don't know if he does. And here comes the Ottomans. They need to be careful. Napoleon! Napoleon! Run for your life, sir. The Barden infantry and Fusilier grenadiers will have to defend him. And yeah, that is a heavy cab there. Sure, it looks very heavily armored. It might be heavy or at least medium, but anyway. Just a solid unit for the Ottomans. Got him behind there. It's routed. It looks like some Barden infantry probably can form square. Napoleon's been saved at least. British cav also going in. Looks like that's routing some infantry and some artillery there though. And now this 8 point, which is relatively healthy, needs to go in and try and save its 10 point allies. Ottoman cav there trading with the French. That's fine for the Ottomans, I'd say. Well, and the allies generally, they have more cav. The French, I think, are pretty much out. I don't know if those chasseurs and the dragoons are still over there chasing stuff down. Cav is now I say in behind. This is not French territory anymore. The Ottomans control this area. There's 10 points defending and planning to die around that house. The other 10 point is sort of still up here with the 8 point, trying to push where it can, and obviously desperately trying to keep Napoleon alive. We're going to see a roll of the dice here. We're going to see Carabineers at G6 there go in, and then the Grenadiers, the line also go in. Still a healthy Carabineer here. Yeah, Grenadiers there, spearheading this push. British infantry is struggling. I mean, they hit two very thin British line infantry units there. Britain goes in against provisional infantry. It's risky. There you go, the Carabineers are through, as are the Grenadiers. Looks like most of the units here that are still alive for the 10 point Britain are just the units that got out, like the more professional units. Carabineers broke on that second wave against Portuguese infantry, and the Grenadiers are gone. Now the response of the Ottomans is to charge in. France needs to block off Napoleon with provisional infantry here. Napoleon getting behind. He's running out of infantry to sort of defend his general, his emperor. Vive l'Empereur! He's going to go down fighting the Ottoman cavalry here. Hold on, guardsmen. Fusilier grenadiers doing their best, trying to save their emperor. Napoleon should have his Mameluke bodyguard in there as well. He'll want to get some revenge on the Ottomans, I'm sure. As his own infantry shoot him, really rout him. And there you go, yeah, Napoleon is having to run, it looks like, to the 8 point over here. I think we're about to see a British cav unit. Hopefully it's not going to pull through. Oh, it is. Oh, it's pulled through. It's going to go for Napoleon, I think. Yeah, pulling through there. Which, yeah, look, the gap was... They tried to make the gap, but later. But no, at that point, the Portuguese cab's gone through. Napoleon has got out of it. He's extracted himself out of there, but it's come at a great cost. In the sense that there is no more of that 10 point pretty much in the center. The one on the left, still holding on to its LOC. Ottomans aren't really, to be honest, bothered with engaging it. They're just setting up some infantry here. They're going to have a British gun as well. So they might just batter the house down. It's already at 50%. Might batter it down more, might just batter down the units around them. I mean, they could just knock the building down and go, even though it's technically still being French hands, because whoever's still inside the building, when the building collapses, it's their building for eternity. That's the rules. So who cares about that rule if you just wipe the French off the face of the earth? As the Ottomans going again there, rout that unit, the Les Toscans, they're gone. This Ottoman cav, I think there's this Ottoman cav, and then the other one, and that is the only cavalry thing left on the coalition side now. France still has one, the Chasseurs Cheval here, standing right on top of Napoleon. Oh no, they have another one here. They have the dragoons over here, the Lorraine Lambast. Yeah, I mean now it's kind of like a grind off who's going to go in next. I mean, it's a big British unit here. This might be guard, or it's at least like light infantry. I'm going to go with maybe guard. Big British unit there. And usually big British units often are Coldstream guards, or like Monmouthshire light foot, something like that, or light bobs. Oh no, the British still have a cow out here as well. Okay. I mean, it's a shame we can't see just a full, like, just have fog of war off so we can see every unit that's still active. But Britain has another cav here. So anyway, as we already know, and it's been the case it seems since the beginning of the game, coalition have more cows. Certainly, I think the French might be regretting at this stage of the game having such fruitless battles in the middle of the map here with the cavalry, sort of being both sides being baited backwards and forth. Britain and British redcoats here, they're orange lining. And these gunfights, I mean, they're getting shot by artillery. This is absolutely what is doing the damage. The old guard horse artillery there. That's put some holes in them. If they got this general, which I still think they could have done, then these units here probably would be shattering at this point. There goes the Ottoman cavalry going in, getting skirmishes. Dragoons not reacting yet. Still not reacting. This squareable didn't form square. I mean, I guess the dragoon hasn't reacted because it's tired, but it should help still rout that unit. It should be easy enough to do. And that's one less Ottoman cav unit that's going to be getting out of here, I would say. Yeah, it's down to the 8 point now. I mean, it's a fairly evenly matched battle, I'd say, to an extent. I mean, the 8 point, like I said, is in the best nick by a long way. It's UK-Portugal and certainly the Ottomans battered. As, to be honest, it's the other UK, Spain. Ottomans are probably in the best nick out of any of the allies, mainly probably because a lot of their troops... So some of their troops will return because of the sheer size of them. And also, it looks like they just brought a lot more than most of the other British armies. And maybe not UK, Spain. With them Spanish rabble that they had, they might have the award for the largest army. 8-pounder. I mean, is this one 8-pounder or is this 2 8-pounders? No, this is 2 8-pounder units here. Good on top of each other. They are chucking canister everywhere, left, right, and centre. Hitting that Ottoman unit over there, trying to hit the other ones here. I mean, just need to just kind of make the just go a little bit. Actually, no, they're pretty good where they are. They're kind of blocking the Ottoman cavalry. It's going to go for it, though, the Ottoman cavalry. It's through this gap here. It's going to go. It's going to go for the guns. And if it gets the guns, it can get the generals behind Victor Perrin and Napoleon. But yeah, in a moment, this could be a game-defining moment here. The French need to just load up canister, hold fire. And the Ottomans need to hope that pathfinding doesn't screw them a bit like that. Can they get a volley off? I don't know. Oh, yes, they can. And they rout the Ottoman cavalry, and the guns survive. And then they were stuck here anyway. Doesn't really matter, but they routed. Incredible. Actually, the guns there, they just got shot by their own artillery, and they routed. And they need to re-rally them. Nice. Well, you can do it. Get back on the guns. No, they routed. That's a shame. That is a great shame. One still going though. 17 gun there, but I honestly think that that canister might have just shredded their own artillery crew. Unless they return now. If they have now. But no, they're still routed. Anyway, very, very important. That's another cavalry gone. Now Britain, I think, has the last cav unit. Yeah, it's just sitting behind here. Gonna go in. What's it gonna go for? Oh no, there's a lot of like Spanish campaign units that just kind of been in this back line here. I think it's gonna go for the other gun. Yeah, it's gonna come in from a different angle, and it might go for Victor Perrin as well. Nope, it's gonna get the gun though. It's taking a nice line of assault. And France with no cav in the vicinity. I mean, pretty much no cav in the battlefield left. Couldn't save that gun. It's a shame. Cav gets routed though. They didn't get the horse artillery, which, to be honest, probably the more effective one to try and take out. The other guns were stuck where they were. I mean, France, I think, was planning to plant himself here and not move. But that horse artillery can move up with the army, can retreat with the army. In a way, bit more important to hold on to. Yeah, France. I mean, he's got lots of just random units in the back here, like Charles Philippe d'Affry. What's he doing back here with the Swiss? Get them forward, but they need every man on the front line now. I think there's no enemies in behind. Really, there's technically these Ottoman soldiers on the flanks. But yeah, there's no enemies in behind. And actually, yeah, France now pushing. They've left the LOC and they are now pushing on the Ottomans and the British. Very nice. Ottoman's still alive over here. Need to be careful of that. They're getting a shot in the back. British cavalry has returned. And at some point, I'm guessing that the dragoons route? Yeah, at some point the French dragoons routed the Lorraine Lambasque. Don't know what to. Wasn't paying attention. Was busy with those guns. But it must have routed something. So the last cab is now officially that unit there. And there you go. I mean, France is no centre. Britain's just kind of fallen back, routed in some areas. And look at that. There's a lot of dead redcoats. That's a lot of dead redcoats. Whoa. And they all stood there and just taking their hits. What are they dueling with? Swiss? I mean, I think it's most of the artillery who's doing that work there. It's still not over, and I'm not going to say, I don't think anyone's got this nailed down to win yet. The coalition can sort of, you know, still win some small victories here and there. I mean, they've still got A lot of British units over here, and when I say British, I mean UK, Portugal. These are, I think, entirely Portuguese units, but they are pretty good Portuguese units. They can hold their own. I'm seeing a lack of generals for the coalition. I think all their generals might be gone, though. Yeah. Yeah, when did they lose all their generals? I haven't seen any notification. They must have all just routed, I'm guessing. This is why, yeah, morale is... Yeah, so this is why the French are now starting to win. It's good morale more than anything. Yeah, there are no generals left. The coalition. We had no pop-ups. The only general that's died is that French 10-pointer. Napoleon, I think, still in the game. I don't know. He might. Victor Perrin's still in the game. That's for sure. He's dismounted, actually. Just out of, I guess, safety. Napoleon is still alive as well. Yes. The only generals that was lost is Frederick Walter right at the beginning of this game. That was a massive mistake, I think, for the... well, not massive mistake for the French, but a massive hit for the French. I think it could have been a lot less of a close game if he had died. Because I think the French Templars, they were getting through. There goes the Portuguese there. Yeah, maybe, I mean, these units, the Portuguese are solid, but with no morale, it's a big ask. It's a big ask. Same with the Ottoman units. Same with any of these units, to be honest. There you go, the Spanish campaign units, like UK, Spain's gone. All these Spanish guys. Running, fleeing. Now France can really sort of concentrate on these UK Portugal units. I mean, even still look at this, the Ottomans are still, you know, doing a lot of damage to this generalless French army over here, and they are probably a worse stage morale because they have no general. You get more of a debuff having no general rather than just routing. Or a dead general, I should say. I guess technically both have no general. A dead general is worse than a routing general when it comes to morale debuffs. And there you go. Prolonged gunfight here. The French are losing. And they're going to have to give ground. Oh no, the Ottoman general is still alive. Okay, where's he just appeared from? Or I'm blind. It might be that one. But the Ottoman general is still alive. So yeah, no wonder they're doing okay. But the British ones definitely are not here. Certainly see the UK Spain one. He's just, I think that's him over there. No, it's not. It's just French. I don't know where they've gone then. Run off into the abyss. There you go. UK's gone, and it's now just gonna. Well, he's nearly got his cav still here. Now it's just the Ottomans making a last stand here. I think we're just gonna fast forward a little bit, but I think it is gonna be just by the skin of their teeth, a Imperial victory, a French victory here today. Napoleon will be proud, but he'll also be disappointed at the loss of life of his Grande Armée. Certainly was looking very grand at the beginning of this game. Not so grand now. I mean, the Ottomans are still going to take a bit more with them. I'm going to see that horse artillery move up as well. We go right in the face of these Ottomans and put some more shells. I'd be interested to see how many kills that guns got. I don't know if we're going to see from their perspective. I think we are, maybe. But I bet this horse artillery's got an insane amount of kills. And I think it's pretty cheap to bring as well, because it's just one gun, even if it's a old guard Imperial like unit. Imperial unit, I don't know what. Of course it's an Imperial unit, but an old guard unit. Oh, and we've got a few returning units here. Some British UK units. Some British UK. Some UK Portugal units. And some Ottoman. And the cap's still alive. We can't forget that. France is having to keep units in reserve. The Swiss look like they've been given that job. They've still got some pretty healthy units here. But I'd have skirms as well, probably just in the back. Maybe on the flanks. They need to be pushing these skirms out to the flanks. Just to deal with these units. But they're still taking losses over the French. Provisional infantry there routing. Yeah, they're trying to defend the gun. Napoleon is redlining. I'd get this even close to this gun. I'd get it a little bit closer and get canister going. Maybe it's not over. Maybe it's not over. Maybe if you've clicked off, you made a mistake. But yeah, you're still here. Well done to the end. Respect it. But yeah, this is gonna still be very close. I thought maybe this was done and dusted. The Ottomans actually taking names with them. British Cav, like I said, still alive, and a few of the units still coming back to cause some problems. France can't really throw its weight in one direction here. What is this British cavalry going to go for? Oh, has he got a general? Oh, Napoleon was in there and they've got him. Napoleon was in there. I think Napoleon might have routed because he was redlining, and then he's just been killed off there by the cavalry. I don't think it matters. I don't think he had an army left. And there goes the British cavalry, but he's going to take a light infantry with them. But its true target was that gun. You can see it was going directly for that. The general there for the Ottomans routing. He's been shot in the back, I think, by those provisional infantry there. And now his army is starting to capitulate. And now I think we can say it's going to be a French victory. But my gosh, it's cost Napoleon his army and his life. What a fight. What a fight. Really, really close one, that's for sure. There's another unit over there for the Ottomans that's returning. I don't think we'll... I think I'll just make a quick cut now for your sakes, because I think this is, yeah, very much a French victory. The Ottomans evidently sent that unit over there for the LOC, for the 4-pointer. But yeah, no longer needed there. This is very much a victory. Good on the Ottoman player for, taking his unit out of the house and not, marching towards the enemy, not prolonging the fight longer than it needs to be. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a moment with the end results. So here we are with the end results. So yeah, it just took a couple more seconds. They've got the rid of that final Ottoman unit. It's very straightforward, but there you go. The end results on your screen now for you to have a look at. I think the Ottomans did incredibly well. I can't remember who else did very, very well. I think one of the 10 points obviously did very incredibly well. It was there till pretty much the end. Spanish player obviously did well as well, being pretty much the reason that the French won in the end, being them being so healthy and managed to get through that Spanish line pretty easily with those dragoons and the infantry. Really did well. But yeah, what a fight. What a fight. I'm looking... I can't see the end results, but right now I'm looking over the battlefield and the bodies are just stacked. It's such a small area they've actually just fought over, and it's just incredible carnage. Really is. Disgusting battle. But in a good way. It's just such a good fight. But yeah, I hope you had a look at the end results there. We'll have a quick look at some of the unit stats. This is from, like I said, from Piper's perspective. So thank you very much, Piper, for sending this one in. It's much appreciated. But yeah, it looks like, actually, he's got pretty small kills, I thought Piper had large kills, but I'm guessing maybe his army went in for the charge in the first wave, got killed off. He did bring the guard, the Fusilier Grenadiers and things like that. But yeah, the Trillier Grenadiers getting the most kills, 103 kills. But yeah, a lot of his army here just... he's brought a lot of mass, a lot of provisional units here, and they've done okay. I think... Did he bring the Cuirassier? No, he didn't. He brought Napoleon. Yeah, it's an interesting build now looking at it, really. Lots of those German infantry, like, support. Yeah. The Grenadiers, he brought Trillier Grenadiers, normal Grenadiers, Carabiniers, which are a Grenadier unit, and then obviously the Middle Guard, and another Carabinier. But yeah, it didn't seem to work out here today, kills wise anyway. But yeah, very, very fun. I enjoyed this one mightily, and yeah, thank you very much again, Piper, and to everyone else that took part in this battle. And yeah, very much appreciated setting this one in. I hope you guys did enjoy. And if you want to see more NTW3 battles, like I said, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell to get all my shenanigans, so you're updated on when a video comes out or a live stream happens. We have a live stream every Monday. And do check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now, because there's more NTW3 carnage there for you to enjoy. But until next time, I'll see you later. Bye for now.